Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some fragrances that are terrific in my eyes, but I really just don't think that they're blind buy safe. So let's just get into it. But first, I want to mention that if you want to sample any fragrance in my entire collection, please check out my fragrance sampling website, top link in the description. Now let's get into it. All right, so this first fragrance might be a little bit of a hot take, and to be fair, it's pretty cheap. So it might be blind buy safe, but I'm saying the smell profile itself is not necessarily blind buy safe. Versace Hawass. So any Invictus DNA fragrance, Versace Hawass Ice, that kind of genre of fragrances. And let me defend myself before you go and comment or whatever. This fragrance right here is great. Like, conceptually great, you know, amazing performance. This lasts a good 8 to 10 hours. And for the most part, it's pretty mass appealing. People are gonna like it. It's very versatile and it's very affordable. However, I personally just don't really like the fragrance. I'm gonna be honest, and that just might be me. But sure, it's mass appealing. I don't necessarily know if it's mass appealing. It's more just like not mass misappealing. Like, it smells fine, but this is not anything that wows me at all. It's like a raspberry, like candied aquatic, slightly spicy. It's just super strong, very, very synthetic fragrance. I don't really like the term like bubblegum scent profile, but this is what that's what this gives off. So obviously it's 30 bucks. So maybe that makes it blind buy safe for you because it's that cheap. But for me, I personally sample pretty much every single fragrance now before I buy it because I have had enough blind buys like this, like Nishan Fan Your Flames, and other fragrances that just have been disappointing to me, and they're just not what I expected. So just be very, very aware that this fragrance is very youthful, very synthetic, very loud, very sweet, and just not super well blended, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, people are probably gonna generally not hate this fragrance, and it might get you a few compliments. Matter of fact, it probably will. It's sweet and fresh. But just for people like me, this just doesn't fit me. I wore it for a while because it was like one of my first fragrances, but I just really didn't love it. So yeah, Versace Hawass I think has to be mentioned just because my personal experience with it. All right, next up, another super hyped up Middle Eastern fragrance, Lafa's Bade Al Oud for Honor and Glory. This fragrance right here, personally, I love the smell, but I know plenty of people that do not. Few adults, few teenage girls, few teenage guys, like all over the spectrum. Like, people just generally sometimes dislike this fragrance. I don't know. I can't really find a like rhyme or reason. This fragrance is a pineapple creme brulee, vanilla and cinnamon scent, which to me smells absolutely heavenly. Smells so good. I would not mind smelling this all day long. Now, I will put in the fact that I rarely ever wear this fragrance because I just find it pretty difficult to find times to wear. It's a summer, fresh, kind of spicy, sweet gourmand scent. And it's super pineapple, fruity. So it just is kind of difficult to find a time to wear it for somebody like me. But I have a friend who has it, he wears it, he smells great with it on. Just for me, this fragrance, like I said, find difficult time wearing it. I have difficulty finding a time to wear it, and people just generally don't necessarily love the smell, in my experience. I personally love the smell. I think you should totally get your nose on it if this sounds like something that's your cup of tea. Pineapple, creme brulee, vanilla, cinnamon, a little bit of like a ginger, and I also get a slight coconut vibe out of here. I know it's not a listed note, but I definitely get it. So I highly recommend you get your nose on this. It smells phenomenal to me. I think it's an amazing creation, but a lot of people don't. So just be aware of that before you buy Lafa Oud for Honor and Glory. Okay, so next up, I have two fragrances that kind of fit the same category. These are the two fragrances. The first one is Lafa's Vintage Radio. This is a clone of Initio's Paragon. And the second fragrance is Alhermain's Amber Oud Gold Edition, which is a clone of Xerjoff Herba Pura. So what I'm saying about these fragrances also apply to the fragrances that they're cloning. I've smelled both of them. I think both of these fragrances are pretty darn close to the originals. I don't really smell any difference. So starting with the top of Vintage Radio, like I said, both these fragrances kind of have the same issue, and it's that they can come off slightly feminine, and by slightly, I mean a lot feminine potentially. I personally still wear Vintage Radio fairly often. I don't find myself wearing Amber Oud Gold Edition super often. I have worn it. It hasn't stopped me from wearing it. But I could see how it would stop quite a few people. But yeah, Vintage Radio, super hyped up online. This is not a masculine fragrance whatsoever. I think it's definitely unisex. This is a bright, sparkly, punchy plum fragrance with some nice woody notes. A little bit of like a creamy sandalwood Palo Santo vibe. It's really nice. I love this scent, and it's very, very mass appealing. Like, both genders can rock this, super mass appealing. I don't know anybody who dislikes this. It's one of the only fragrances that I own that everybody in my household likes. I think this can fit any situation, and the performance is terrific. So overall, the stats on this fragrance are great, if you want to call them stats. But I think that you need to be aware that this fragrance is quite like unisex and potentially leaning feminine. And you might just kind of dislike it because it can give off a slight hairspray-ish hand sanitizer vibe. Sometimes I've only gotten it like once or twice, and I've worn this fragrance quite a few times. Other times it just wows me. Like, it literally just smells like magic in the air. But yeah, just be aware of that. Definitely can come across feminine. And then this fragrance, Overhyped Amber Oud Gold, I would say it for sure comes across feminine. There's no ounce of masculinity in this scent. This is candied fruits mixed with vanilla, mixed with like soap. That's what I get. Candied fruits mixed with vanilla, mixed with soap. It smells absolutely amazing, but it's definitely feminine. No ounce of masculinity in this. This is beast mode as well. This is one of the strongest fragrances in my entire collection. I'd give it probably around 10 hours longevity, which is great for a fresh scent. And that's one of the reasons why I wear this fragrance. I'm an outgoing guy, so when somebody smells this on me, they don't really think too much of it. I'm an outgoing, and some would even say fruity guy. And this fragrance is very fruity. Candied fruits, like I said, almost like a strawberry, like pear vibe from here. Ton of vanilla, very sweet, and like a soapy clean smell that it's just really nice. I don't wear it super often, but I have worn it occasionally. And like I said, that goes for Initio Paragon as well as Xerjoff Herba Pura as well. I'd say Xerjoff Herba Gold kind of fits the same realm. It's just slightly less like super fruity. It's a little bit smoother. It's not quite as feminine. It's got like more of a tropical smell to it that I think is a little bit easier pulled off by guys. But yeah, both of these fragrances are quite feminine, and I don't really hear it being mentioned too often. So beware of that. All right, this next fragrance right here is Halloween Man X by Jesus Del Pozo, I think. And this fragrance is very hyped up by Jeremy Fragrance. I don't really see it getting talked about too much anymore, but personally, I think this fragrance is horrible. I shouldn't say horrible. I have never worn this outside of the house before. I just really don't like it. So it's coffee mixed with vanilla, but it's mixed with this like very, very weird, rubbery smelling, incensey metallic smell that is just, it's just weird. Like, it's a dark, bitter coffee bean mixed with this metallic, tangy smell, mixed with this like incense, mixed with this vanilla, and the vanilla isn't like horrible. It's just really weird. So for 30 bucks, I would not even blind buy this fragrance. I wouldn't even sample this fragrance now with my knowledge. But if that sounds good to you, then go for it. I think this is definitely more of a masculine, more mature scent. It's not crazy sweet, contrary to what Jeremy Fragrance says. But yeah, be very careful with this. I blind bought this. This is one of my first blind buy fails ever. And yeah, it's just not my favorite. I would wear it. If it was my only fragrance, I would wear it. It's better than no fragrance, but it's just weird sometimes, man. I couldn't even tell you how the performance is on this because I can't tell you the last time I wore this. But yeah, definitely be careful if you're looking into this fragrance. I don't think it's quite what people make it out to be. And the same thing kind of goes with this fragrance, Aaro, The Most Wanted Eau Parfum Intense. I think there's definitely a possibility that what I get out of this fragrance is just kind of exclusive to my bottle, because I know a lot of people really like this fragrance. They like it more than the Parfum, which I disagree with. The Parfum is my favorite Aaro ever, one of my favorite designers, like top 3 favorite designers ever. This fragrance right here almost smells like super like synthetic that you can't even describe a note. Like it almost smells like the most synthetic fruit note you can possibly imagine, mixed with the most synthetic and weird smelling vanilla that just smells like chemicals. That is what I got for the longest time, like probably 9 months owning this fragrance. And just now I'm finally starting to get more of a like vanilla, woody, ambery, toffee smell, which is what most people say they get. So I would just be very careful with this fragrance because it might come across to you as that synthetic, rubbery, like kind of nasty smell, but it also might come across to you as this really nice vanilla, woody, ambery scent, like it does to me now, but it used to not. And also I've had other people agree with both sides of that statement. So definitely be careful when trying to buy Aaro the Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense. I saved the most controversial one for last. Jean Paul Gaultier, Lala Parfam. This fragrance right here, listen, it's good. But this is not, in my opinion, 10 out of 10 fragrance like most influencers make it out to be. It's a solid fragrance. It's vanilla, it's soft, it's powdery, it's slightly spicy, it's sweet, it's attractive, it's romantic, if you will. I don't get crazy performance out of this. This is my second bottle of it, and both bottles have gotten me 6-ish hours. Very intimate projection, not crazy longevity, which is nice for the type of fragrance this is. It's warm, it's kind of sweet, and it's light and spicy, you know? But honestly, this fragrance just doesn't smell as good as people say. Like, it's fine. Like I said, powdery, soft, spicy, vanilla. I wouldn't be mad wearing this, but it is just not like something that wows me. I would take Le Male Elixir over it every chance that I get, 10 out of 10 times. It's just good, you know. I don't think it's worth blind buying this fragrance for $100 and then just being underwhelmed. I think you should totally try it first. I tried this fragrance in a store before I bought it, and when I tried it in the store, it was the greatest fragrance I had ever smelled. And then now that I've gone through 2 bottles of this, or this is my second bottle, it's just fine. So definitely keep that in mind when you're shopping for Lala Parfam, because I know it gets really hyped up online and I just want you guys to be careful. But yeah, this was the last fragrance for this list. Jean Paul Gaultier, Lala Parfam. Okay, I lied, that's actually not the last fragrance. Nishan Fan Your Flames. I'm not gonna spend too long on this because I don't think too many of you guys are thinking about buying this. Actually, you might, because FB Fragrances is hyping it up now, but it's good. It's very dirty though. You know, you hear the notes, coconut, rum, tonka bean, cedarwood, and you think, oh, it's gonna be like nice and sweet, like a Le Beau or a City Rhythm Miami. No, this is dirty, this is rugged, this is rough. I've heard someone explain it as an angry coconut, and I can agree. It's very it's like a dirty, imagine jazz club with a slight coconut note and made dirtier. That's this fragrance. It's not what I expected. And this is one of my biggest blind buy fails ever, so be careful. And that is gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked, please like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my fragrance sampling website, top link in the description. If you wanna try any fragrance in my whole collection, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.